Whatever transfer rumor I find, I will make it happen, starting with Chelsea. And the first rumor here is Vinny Jr. to Chelsea. That's insane, but he will be joining Chelsea. Because it's a rumor, so I'm making it happen. We will make 3 rumors happen for every single Premier League club, just like this, no matter how big or unrealistic the rumor is. And in the end, we will see how this affects the Premier League table and who wins. But for now, let's see what other 2 players Chelsea get as well. And the next rumor is actually Julian Alvarez to Chelsea. This is also a huge rumor actually, especially because Chelsea is missing a big star striker, but they now have one. And the last rumor is actually my Nan. I'm surprised they're even interested in her, but I'm sure she will do amazingly here. And Chelsea needs a world-class keeper, so that's perfect. But yeah, this has improved Chelsea, right? In the most important places they needed improvement in. This could maybe make Chelsea champions, but we will have to wait and see until the end of the video. For now, let's spin the wheel of clubs and see who we get now. And this time, we land on Nottingham Forest. So the first rumor for Forest is actually Tammy Abraham making a return to the Premier League. This could be interesting. Then they're rumored with another striker, this time En-Nesyri, also another pretty decent striker. And the last player they want is actually the Real Madrid keeper Lunin. So that's the final player they're getting. And they do improve their team a bit, especially at striker. But I have to note that some of these transfers may have already happened, but at the time of recording they hadn't happened. Anyways, next spin on the wheel, and this time we land on West Ham. Who do they get to sign? And the first player they actually get is Raheem Sterling. Bro is just moving around London. Then they want Stefan Ortega, so they get an alright keeper. And the last player they want is Disasi. So these are kind of meh signings. Nothing special at all. It has improved their starting 11, but very little. But it's time for yet another spin. And this time we land on Bournemouth. Okay, interesting. So the first player Bournemouth is interested in is actually Ethan Nwaneri, the Arsenal youngster. Then they also want the defender Bichiabu, so they also get him. And the last player they want is the goalkeeper Dimitrievski. So that's the final player joining them. These are probably the worst signings so far out of any team. This won't help Bournemouth at all, so they're definitely cooked. But now for another spin on the wheel of clubs. And okay, now it's getting serious. Manchester United. I can't wait to see who they're interested in. And straight off the bat, they're interested in Cole Palmer. So our Cole Palm tree is really going to Manchester United? That's so sad to see. And why would he even choose them? They're so much worse. Next player they want is Conor Gallagher. That's a pretty decent addition to their midfield. And last player rumored to Manchester United is actually Rodrigo. He's so good, but overshadowed by Vinicius Jr. So maybe this is his chance to break out and really show his abilities to the fullest extent. But yeah, Manchester United has been blessed. This is definitely an upgrade to their team, but they're probably still going to be shit. Let's spin and see what team we land on now, and it's Everton we get. And the first player they're interested in is Ben White. That's actually pretty huge for Everton. Then they also want Nathan Ake. That is another pretty class signing for Everton. Nathan Ake is a pretty good defender. And last player they want is Dovbek. Again, another pretty good striker. So Everton got lucky. They are doing really good business, I would say. Could even get their team to maybe top 6. But for now, let's see what club we get next. And this time it will be Fulham, another London club. And first player they want is Harvey Elliott from Liverpool. Then they also want the striker Strand Larson, so they will be getting a striker. And the last player rumored to them is Pepe, another okay player. But let's just be honest, these 3 signings stink. Fulham doesn't look different to me at all, so that's a shame. But now time for another team, and this time we land on Crystal Palace. This could be an interesting one. First they want Guendouzi, a pretty decent midfielder that will help them. Then they want Brennan Johnson, another also very decent winger. And last player they want is Vanderson, the Brazilian fullback. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in them. Other than Guendouzi, they didn't really make good signings, but they're still a good team. Now for next on the wheel, on oh damn, we get Liverpool. It's about to get spicy. And straight off the bat, we have Bellingham to Liverpool. That's an insane one to start with, especially because Bellingham is one of the best in the world. Crazy to see him in the Premier League. Next player they want is Mickey van de Ven, in case they need a center back or striker. And last player they're interested in is Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. So they get 2 center backs, which they won't need. But Bellingham will be a massive boost to that midfield. It's genuinely incredible, but we have to keep the wheel spinning. And this time, it's Aston Villa, another juicy club to get. And first player rumored to them is Omar Marmoush, taking one of the title contender rival players. Then they also want Osula, a decent youngster, but not as good for now. And last player they're interested in is Rashford. So Rashford returned to Aston Villa. But now for another spin on the wheel. And okay, we get Brentford this time. And first player for Brentford is Timber, but it's the midfielder and not the defender. Then they also want Veerman, yet another midfielder for them. Fulham, and last player is Iago, but I'm not sure if that's Iago Aspas. Anyways, Brentford got a decent upgrade in their midfield. They also have pretty good form lately, but we will have to wait until the end to see how they do. You have until the end of this video to subscribe, because if you don't, then your country won't win the World Cup this year. Anyways, what team do we get next? And Leeds United is up now. Their first rumor is Calvin Phillips. He's not special anymore. Then they also want Gonzalo Garcia. Now this would be interesting to see, but only for the long term because he's a good young signing, but not the highest rated. And last player they want is actually Ruben Neves, an actual really good midfielder. So Ruben never saved it at the end, because he's the only one starting out of those 3 signings, but it's probably not enough to make Leeds United good. But let's keep the wheel spinning. And okay, Burnley up now. They don't have a lot of rumors, but first is Josh Sargent, an okay striker. Then they want Illich as well, another just okay player. And last player they want is Tarrega, a 76 rated center back. Burnley is cooked. Nobody is saving them from getting relegated, so they might as well prepare now. But what team do we get next? And we've landed on Newcastle United. Okay, interesting. And they first of all want Ramadale. Fair enough, they can have him. Then they want Scalvini, the Italian center back. And last player they're interested in is Oscar Bob, Manchester City's winger. Yeah, pretty shit signings for Newcastle if I'm honest. Doesn't help their team at all. Nothing changed pretty much. But let's keep going. And okay, we now get Manchester City, a huge club. This will be very interesting to see. And the first player Manchester City is interested in is actually Trent Alexander-Arnold. That would be huge if he went to Manchester City, betraying Liverpool. But Man City does need a right back, so this could make sense for them. Then they're also interested in Bradley Barcola, another top player. Another winger though. They have so many wingers, I don't know what they're going to do with them all. And last player they really want is Elliot Anderson, the Nottingham Forest midfielder. But yeah, those 3 signings have definitely helped, especially Trent and Barcola. They finally have a good right back again. But there are only 5 teams left now. And the next spin gives us Wolves, the good almighty Wolves. And the first player they want is Kinski, the goalkeeper from Tottenham. Then they want Hackney, an average midfielder. And the last player is this Sigger guy, a terrible fullback. Bro, Wolves are cooked. They needed something huge, and they got something so small. Anyways, let's see what club we land on next. And it's Tottenham. Okay, I'm intrigued to see what they get. And Matoma is the first player they're interested in, a pretty good and skillful left winger. And it makes Brighton weaker. The next player they want is Brahim Diaz, yet another winger, but a Real Madrid winger, for the right side. And the last player they want is Lucas Paqueta, an okay midfielder. So they improved their wing positions, which is fair enough, I guess. Not the biggest upgrades, but an upgrade is an upgrade. But 3 teams left, and we now get Sunderland. And Sunderland wants Bove first of all, not the best of players. Then they want Fatawu, just an average winger. And last player they want is Lamine Camara. Again, very average. Only player they can use is Fatawu, so not the best for them either. Could have done a lot better. But we move. 2 teams left, and the second final club we get is Brighton. And the first player Brighton wants is Moriba. Who remembers him? Then they want Boudaoui, another decent midfielder. And the last player they want is Pascal Gross. So 3 midfielders, basically. They really want to improve their midfield, and they have kinda improved it, but by a very small amount. So nothing crazy for Brighton. But that means our final club is Arsenal. Let's just see what they want. And they first of all want Livramento. I guess it's a decent replacement for Ben White. But then they also want the Turkish star Arda Güler, or as some would say, the best midfielder in the world currently. But yeah, this would remind me of Mesut Ozil. And last player Arsenal is interested in is Ollie Watkins, another damn striker for their team. Looks like they're just trying to make Aston Villa weaker though. But it's decent signings for Arsenal, nothing big or crazy, just decent. Will it be enough to keep their title? Well, that's what we're going to find out now, because we have given every team 3 new signings. And some crazy transfers happened, such as Vinicius to Chelsea, Cole Palmer to Manchester United, Bellingham to Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold to Manchester City, and many more. So now all that's left to do is simulate a Premier League season and see how this has affected the table. So let's do that. So the 3 relegated teams were actually West Ham, Burnley, and also Everton. Everton surprised me a little, but Wolves actually survived. But then we have Manchester United in 11th, Tottenham got 8th, and in 7th it's Liverpool. But now for the top 6. In 6th we have Aston Villa, so they dropped down. Nottingham Forest got 5th, so they actually did really well. Chelsea got 4th, and Arsenal didn't win the league, and only got 3rd, but Manchester City didn't win it either. The winner was actually Newcastle United. That's a huge shock. I did not expect that at all. And for those who are wondering, the top goal scorer was Bradley Barcola. Again, something very unexpected. This ended up even more crazy than I thought.